calling the Health Committee to order on February 1st, 2022 at 9 a.m. Amanda, would you call the roll, please?
Bard,
You here?
Curtis,
Yes.
Sure,
Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Mr. Curtis made the motion, and I guess Mr. Sure will second it.
That's right.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Has everyone had a chance to read the claims, check over the claims? Is there a motion to approve the claims?
What claims are there?
the animal control,
Mm-hmm.
the animal control.
You see them? I'll move to approve the claims.
Motion been made to approve the claims by Mr. Sure, seconded by Mr. Curtis. Would you call the roll, please, Amanda?
Bard,
Yes.
Curtis.
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
Any public comments? Animal control, Mrs. Johnson.
Okay, kind of a slow month this month, but we took 4 animals to River Valley Animal Rescue, that were seized from Milford. That one was a police assist case, and we took 3 to It's a Pity Rescue. The one we had been holding on to for a little while, and they finally had room to take all 3, so they took all 3, which was nice. We have had 2 bats so far this year. Both of those have come back as negative. We have 1 case currently open, which is a dog bite in Crescent City. We also have 3 that were closed in the month of January, 1 in Gilman, 1 in Milford, another 1 in Gilman. One of those was the arrest assist, and 2 of those were bite reports. Total deposits was $2,300 for this month. We did not get the vets yet, so next month will be the larger of the 2. In other notes, Linda will be at a meeting with Larry Mahoney, who graciously is dedicating some time to helping the management committee get together an animal control building plan. With both of the bats, Kankakee County, we just took them to Kankakee County and they processed them and sent them in for us. And then the only other thing that I'm looking into right now is our county animal control license will expire in June. So I'm figuring out how to get that renewed now so that it doesn't lapse in June.
Okay, any questions? Iroquois County Public Health.
Afraid y'all are stuck with me today. He is preoccupied. I know. Say it louder. Make sure the microphone hears you on public record. Well, let down. I get it. I get it. A couple highlights. You'll note that 67 more permits were issued underneath environmental health. It's pretty normal business for this time of year, as food establishments are getting their permit applications in at the beginning of the year. Let's see. There were 21 childhood immunizations given. 297 COVID-19 vaccine doses were given. 161 Pfizer, 12 J&J, and 124 Moderna. That is down from last month. December was a bigger month for COVID-19 vaccinations. Let's see, yeah, last month was 460. There were 2 animal bites. One was a dog, one was a cat. They were both quarantined. There were 1,548 cases of COVID-19 during the month of, or last month, I should say, during the month of January, which is an extremely high number. As a point of reference, you can see that in fiscal year 2020, fiscal year 2021, no, I got my numbers wrong, sorry. In fiscal year 2020, there was 1,702 cases for the whole year. Our first case started in March. And just last month, we had 1,500, so, bit of a problem.
But the number of cases is trending down.
It is. It is. Let's see, moving on. We had 1 norovirus outbreak at a long-term care facility. 1 rabies test for that, which was negative, as Ms. Johnson already commented on. Our education people have done a couple different education presentations, one for Narcan, one for CPR, and we put out 10 different press releases. Are there any questions for me? And then I'll give you guys a second, and I'll give you some more information about COVID-19.
I would like to ask a question back on the food permits.
Yes, sir.
114 in December and 67 this month makes 181. And last year we had a total of 200.
Yes, sir.
Does that mean there are some people that haven't gotten a permit yet?
Yes, and sometimes this is how it works. All food establishments are told multiple times that they need to get a food permit application to us. Needs to be in the mail by December 31st. Now, I'm not quite sure if any of them are late or anything, but the number 200 that you've seen for fiscal year 2021, sometimes we'll have a handful throughout the year as food establishments change hands, change ownership. When there's a change of ownership, we require a new application for a new name on the premise, or new restaurants that just may come up. So I'm not aware of any that are out of compliance right now. If they are, we touch base with them.
So if somebody doesn't get the permit when it's due, then do they get closed down?
If we find out that anybody throughout the year is operating without a valid permit, yeah, they get closed down. But usually we try to work with people. And there are late fees that we can't assess for that kind of thing.
Okay, I guess.
That answer your question?
Not really. He doesn't know for sure.
Are there any other questions? Is there any old business?
Did he have some about the COVID, you said?
Oh. Yes,
So
okay.
if you're looking for some additional information on COVID-19, yesterday we put out our weekly report. We had 206 cases, new cases last week. And the trend is going downwards. Omicron variant has definitely been picking up the pace. 46.41% of Iroquois County population is fully vaccinated. And we are sitting at 101 deaths associated with COVID-19. Last week that was 97, the week before that it was 94, and the week before that was 92. So our deaths have been ticking up. And that is what we have noticed throughout this pandemic. We'll have a surge, and then after that surge is when we get an uptick in deaths from people that were infected during that surge. Something interesting, or at least what I thought was interesting, is the amount of booster doses that we've been giving. 6,340 booster doses have been administered. And when you look at the age demographics for those that are fully vaccinated and for those that have received a booster dose, when you look at just a pie chart of those that are fully vaccinated, by far the largest age group is 18 to 64. When you look at the pie chart of those that have received a booster dose, the majority age demographic is those that are 65 and above. And that's a good thing. So just an interesting little piece of information that I thought I'd share.
Does that mean the older people are smarter?
Perhaps. I think you're trying to bait me with that question, so I'm not quite sure.
You know I wouldn't do that.
But getting your booster dose is a good idea, and if you are immunocompromised especially, so.
As far as people coming into the building here at Public Health getting their COVID shots, is it sort of a trickle, or is it, how are you seeing that?
We have a decent amount of people coming in every week. We try to load the days so we're not, so we can focus on giving out vaccinations on certain days and focus on our other work on other days. Specifically Fridays is when people like to come in and get their COVID-19 shots, whether it's a regular vaccination or a booster. So Fridays you'll often see a number of people in the waiting hallway.
But you'll give them any day during the week?
Yeah, you just gotta call our office.
Have to call for an appointment?
Yep.
Okay.
And refresh us there, how long do they have to wait after the second dose to get their booster?
That depends what brand,
Okay,
but I believe with Pfizer and Moderna it is 5 months for most age groups.
Okay.
I'd have to double check that to be clear. I'm not quite sure what it is for J&J.
yeah, mostly Pfizer and Moderna is what I was interested in.
You're giving all three, you have all three different pharmaceuticals as far as the shots?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Old business. I talked to Mrs. Johnson yesterday about Mrs. Waltz, the lady that applied for the kennel license for the Great Danes, and she has a litter now from her own bitch, and she said they were all sold, and she doesn't yet have any other bitches or dogs, so she hasn't done anything as far as the kennel, as far as the runs, Has she, Jill?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So I guess we'll have to kind of wait and see and hope she gets those patio blocks set in concrete and has it set up the way it's supposed to be in the ordinance. Any new business? Do I hear a motion to adjourn? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.
Did you,